Hello, this is Casey McHugh, and this is my blended learning lesson for my 6th grade ELA classroom. Before reading the text, How Smart Are Animals, we wanted to front load the skills being taught as well as the vocabulary words and pronouns. The goals of this lesson are to introduce students to author's purpose, review main idea and supporting details, discuss animal intelligence, which is the theme of the second collection, preview some vocabulary words, and review/reteach pronouns. We used a station rotation model for this lesson to allow students the ability to get up and move around the classroom and to set clear goals for each station that the students are at. This activity took about 2 days to complete. So looking at these stations that I put on Schoology, we're looking at the first one. There's a total of 6 stations that the students traveled to. So the first one's called What's the Purpose? This one is dealing with author's purpose. So students were given a note-taking guide that they used for stations, and this served as some formative data for us to see what they were getting out of these stations. We chose to use a paper guide so that students could easily access these notes both in classroom and at home so that they could review them. For this station, students are to watch a video. It's a vocabulary video on author's purpose. They're being introduced to author's purpose with this video. As they're watching the video, on their note-taking guide, they are to answer questions that go along with this video. The great part about this is that students can pause, rewind, stop the video at any time to go back and answer those questions to get that information. The second station is called What's the Big Idea? So here, we're talking about main idea and supporting details. So what I've done is I've inserted a link here to a main idea supporting details tutorial. And these tutorials are great because they help the students practice a skill, they give them information on a skill, and the best part, and what I really love, is that they will read the information to the students. So students who may be lower readers can still have access to that information because it's being read to them from the computer. There's also a practice section that gives them a little quiz on what they learned in the tutorial. Going along with that tutorial, on their guided notes page are some questions they have to answer. With main idea, in this section, there's also a video, another vocabulary video. The students love vocabulary. They think the songs are funny, and it really helps them remember the concepts that are being taught in the videos. So another video on main idea is embedded in here, and on their guide, there are also questions that go along with this. The third station is a discussion. So here I embedded 2 videos. The first one is called Can Robo-Shark Fool the Reef Sharks? And the second one is Einstein versus Griffin, the World's Smartest Parrots. So these videos are both dealing with animal intelligence in a different way. So after watching those 2 videos, the students were to post a comment that answered the following questions. Are both of these animals showing intelligence? Are they showing intelligence in the same way, or is it different? And explain. After the students posted their comment, what they were required to do was to reply to another classmate, at least one other classmate. We've talked about how their comments should be formatted when they are in a discussion, so I just put a reminder on here that their reply must be polite, it must use proper grammar and spelling, and their comment can be a positive comment to your classmate's post, a question that you have for them, or a follow-up to what they've said. You don't have to agree, but you have to show CKR. So this gave the students some guidelines on what they were to write in their comment. The 5th station is called Word Up. Here the students are previewing vocabulary words that they would see in the text How Smart Are Animals? So if they click on this link that I put here, it would take them to a Quizlet. In Quizlet, they can learn the vocabulary using flashcards, they can take a test, play games like Match or Gravity. They really like doing that to try to beat my score in the match game. And what I did in here is I included images that go along with the vocabulary words to help them get something to put into their mind. And So what I really like about this is that it would tell you what you do well at with these vocab words, what you never miss, you understand, and what you are frequently miss that you might need to go back and review. And this does this for all the students individually. The fifth station that students get to go to is going to be completed with a teacher face-to-face. So this is called Pronoun Showdown. What my co-teacher and I saw when we gave pronoun homework was that the students were really struggling with pronoun antecedent agreement. So we gave them a paper copy of the cheat sheet, but we also put it in Schoology. So we went over this together with a teacher. So one teacher was at this station, another teacher was rotating around the classroom, checking in on the students as they were working. So we went over this cheat sheet at this station. We talked about singular versus plural pronouns, as well as antecedents, and that the pronouns and the antecedents must match. So this station was completed before they went to the sixth station. The sixth station was empty for the first round of rotations so that students could meet with the teacher before going to the practice. So at pronoun practice, the students were to complete 5 practice sentences that needed them to correct the shift in pronoun number. We talked about steps at the previous station, so I gave them the steps right up there for them to use as they completed these questions. So what the students had to do was they had to find the pronouns in the sentences, circle them, identify if those pronouns are singular or plural, find the antecedents, identify if they are singular or plural, and if they don't match, they need to fix the pronoun. So after the students had completed all of the stations, what we did is we went over the information that they got in each of the stations, and we went over the pronouns. We actually used this as a formative assessment, the pronouns, so that we could know if they understood what they were supposed to do. We also gave them another formative assessment asking them to identify the author's purpose of a short piece of text and to write a summary that included main idea and supporting details. So this was my blended learning lesson. I hope you found it insightful, and I'm really happy that I've included more technology and Schoology into my classroom.